the show got on the road,
Yeah.
I ended up with 30, 40 men on each of these jobs at probably double what I was getting paid previously per hour. From probably 6 months later, I was running around in a 50 grand Mercedes and I'd paid off me 150 grand.
You love nice cars.
Yeah. So that was a point of sort of taking me to.
Basically.
I was sort of up there.
Yes.
I had a big smack and
Yeah.
pushed down and got back up there again. However, in the 90s, as I'm sure a lot of people remember, we started the recession again.
Mm-hmm.
I started getting more bad debts, like the Alan H. Williams thing, a lot smaller. But I was not in a position or unable to do exactly what I'd done with the previous ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it just got worse and worse and worse. And in the end, it got to the point that I couldn't continue. I couldn't continue with the bad debts. My advice from my accountant was to put my company into liquidation, of which that is exactly what I did.
So you have to fire a few people.
Well, basically, you hand it over to the liquidator.
Yeah.
The liquidator deals with it, and I'm not in control.
Okay.
My accountant suggested that I set up a separate company doing similar operations, of which I did do. We picked up and novated a number of contracts, which suitable contracts we were happy to do with. I was now down a very, very small turnover and obviously minimal profit. Because of lack of work. People were fighting for the same work, and
Yes.
very much like what it is now. So I had to cut my cloth to suit. At that time, in 1990, I'd just moved into a 6,000 square feet barn conversion, which I'd pretty much done myself, really, not personally, but I'd sort of managed it from a distance. So I got myself a big mortgage, big house, and times got really difficult, like I've just said. My kids were young. Two of them were in private school, so I pulled them out of private school, sold the fancy Mercedes and run around in whatever I could.
So what was your asset at the time then?
Your
asset was the only
my major asset was the house that I was living in, which at that time it probably owed, but what I'd spent and what I'd bought it probably owed me $500,600,000.
So basically it was the second time in your life that you are down.
Well, I didn't really go down the first time with the Alan H. Williams thing. I managed to catch it before it went down, but yeah, this was the first time I was really down, I suppose. To earn extra money, I'd got as many guys as I possibly could working for me. We weren't making the margins. Everything was difficult. I went back on the tools. I picked up a job local, which was sort of like a shop fitting job. So I'd worked in the day, managing and doing whatever I need to do. Started at night time, worked till about 2 o'clock in the morning, doing back on the tools, carpentry, etc., to earn some extra money. I started buying and selling a few cars from home.
How old were you at this time?
30.
30.
31, something like that.
Yeah.
I saw an opportunity in this business. What I was doing was supplying men to install windows. I saw an opportunity that if I bought the aluminium windows and curtain walling from a company, I could perhaps get a margin on that and turn more money over and maybe make more money. So I started to price work on this way, to the point that I priced it, won it. I then went to place the order with a company up in Nottingham called Alumet Systems. So when I placed the order, the guy said, "Oh, we're out of this business, we've had enough." They pushed this business, I think, up to about 5 million turnover at the time in 91, 92. They'd wound it down because they'd lost interest, or they hadn't lost interest, they'd found another niche in the market of which they took their business to. I ended up negotiating with these people to buy what machinery they had got, which was minimal at that stage, or what they were prepared to sell to me because they were using the other part of it. Load of extrusion, and some inquiries that they'd got, and so on and so forth. To the point that I'd negotiated this, and the two jobs that I was going to place the orders with them with, I got myself now. I inherited the name of Alumet Systems, however I didn't want to take on any liabilities, so as it is called today, Alumet Systems UK Limited.
How did you manage to have the backing of your bank?
I did it with my own money and some very careful negotiations with them. I spread a payment period over a period of time.
You knew that your bank will not...
I'd had some issues with my bank which I probably missed out to say to you, but I banked with the TSB at the time, and they were the bank that supported me in the difficult times. When it got even harder, in the early 90s, early 90s, whatever it was, I needed the overdraft again because times got tough.
Yes.
And they just kept pinching 50 grand a month or 50 grand every couple of months off me, and it just made it almost impossible to work. And I swore from that, when I eventually got out of it, out of this bank, I went to another bank, Barclays, and I set up Alumet with a £30,000 overdraft facility, to which I think if I hit 2,000 overdrawn, that would be it. That's, you know, I managed to do it with my own money.
Okay.
Careful monitoring of it, cash collection, payment terms with my suppliers, etc., etc. So, from what TSB did to me, was the best thing they ever did, because I swore I would never have an overdraft again. So I don't want to be beholden to any bank.
So you even didn't remortgage your house at the time? No, just full cash on the table. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got Alumet.
So yeah, well, Alumet started, and I am still at the moment looking for some photographs. But when I bought this company from Nottingham, I bought 2 steel containers full of aluminium extrusion, of which I placed in my front garden. That is where this company that you're sat at now started from.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got 60,000 square feet here now. So I had 2 24-foot containers in my front garden where I used to pull the extrusion out, put it onto a pickup, send it over to the painters. The painters would paint it. The painters might take it to a fabricator. They would fabricate it. They would then deliver it to site. My guys would then fit it.
Okay. Simple.
Within 6 months of that, I found a 5,000 square feet unit in Wellesbourne, of which I negotiated a lease with them. So we moved into there, and we were sort of like peas on a pod, you know, 3 or 4 guys making a few windows in a great big massive area, which was what we thought we saw at the time. However, within this was 93. I got to the end of 95, and I bought this building that you're in here myself, and we moved everything from Wellesbourne to here over Christmas.
Okay.
I did it over Christmas because I didn't want to lose any downtime. So other than Christmas Day and Boxing Day, perhaps we were moving stuff and so on and so forth. However, this building here had sat empty for a number of years, and I think the local thieves saw an opportunity and unfortunately broke in. I wasn't alarmed because I hadn't thought about that perhaps at the time.
Yes.
They stole a load of painted extrusion which was pre-cut, ready to be fabricated into windows, which obviously put us on a major back foot. However, we worked our way through it, reordered the materials. I cannot remember, to be quite honest, whether my insurance covered me or not in the end.